When was the last time you truly felt that you were enough? We live in a world where success is measured by the loudest possible noise. The modern world demands constant noise. The number of likes you receive, the labels on your clothes, or the empty admiration of complete and total strangers. But there is a group of people who have quietly withdrawn from this exhausting race. They do not boast, they do not shout, and they prove nothing. They have discovered a different kind of power, a profound internal strength that we call silent wealth. It is the gold that shines only from within. True wealth never screams for attention. It exists in the quiet spaces between our breaths and in the moments where we no longer need outside validation. In this silence, they find a richness that no bank account can hold. It is the freedom to exist without the heavy burden of being seen. The loudest person in the room is often the most insecure, while the quietest is often the one who owns everything they ever truly desired inside. Welcome to the truth about silent wealth. Let us explore why the happiest people on this earth no longer feel the need to prove a thing. Why do we crave recognition so desperately? Is it because deep down we fear that if no one is watching, we might cease to actually exist? We spend our lives building digital altars to ourselves, hoping that a thumbs up or a heart will fill the growing void in our lonely hearts. Proving yourself to the world is like drinking salt water to quench your thirst. The more you drink, the thirstier and more desperate you will become. Fake happiness requires an audience to sustain it. It is a performance that never ends, a theater of the ego that leaves the actor completely hollow. We become prisoners of our own image. We are trapped in a golden cage of expectations, fearing that if we stop performing, we will be forgotten. Every time you seek approval, you hand over your strings to someone else. You become a puppet of public opinion, dancing to a tune you hate. The tragedy of the modern age is that we have become experts at looking happy while forgetting how to actually be happy in our own skin. Listen to the resonance of your own life. Can you hear anything through the cacophony of the crowd? Or have you drowned out your own soul? If your worth depends on the eyes of others, you will always be a beggar. You will spend your life asking for permission to be proud. The race for status is a race with no finish line. There is always someone with more, someone louder, and someone more famous than you are. True happiness only needs the person experiencing it. It does not need a witness, a camera, or a caption to make it real and valid. Silent wealth is not found in your bank balance, but in the number of hours you truly own yourself. Time is the ultimate hidden currency. It is the ability to say no to a meaningless social obligation so that you can say yes to a quiet afternoon of deep personal reflection. The wealthiest person is the one who no longer uses their family, their partner, or their career to define their inherent value as a human. They stand firm, not because they possess everything the world desires, but because they have stopped fearing the loss of things that do not matter. Like an ancient tree, their roots go deep into the earth of their own soul. They are unshakable because their foundation is internal, not external. There is a quiet dignity in simplicity. When you stop trying to impress, you finally have the energy to start living your life for yourself. They have realized that the applause of the world is a fickle wind. It blows hot today and cold tomorrow, so why build your house there? Success is redefined as peace of mind. It is the luxury of a clear conscience and the joy of a life lived with deep intention. They are rich in moments, not in things. They collect memories of sunlight on water instead of receipts for items they do not really need. This is the wealth of the spirit. It is the abundance of being comfortable in your own silence without needing to fill it with noise. When you are enough for yourself, the world has no power over you. You are finally and truly the master of your own destiny. We often confuse connection with fear. We fear being alone, so we surround ourselves with people who don't even know who we really are. We fear poverty, so we perform wealth. We fear being ordinary, so we wear masks of extraordinary success to hide our simple human faces. True freedom begins the moment you realize you don't need to explain yourself to anyone. You are not a project for public review. Inner stability is when the world's applause doesn't lift you higher, and its harsh criticism doesn't make you fall or question your worth. To be free is to be detached from the outcome of other people's opinions. It is the ultimate superpower in an age of constant judgment. The ego is a hungry ghost that can never be satisfied. The more you feed it with attention, the larger its appetite grows each day. Be like the mountain. It does not ask for permission to exist, and it does not care if the valley below acknowledges its great height. Release the need to be understood by everyone. Most people only see you through the lens of their own limited and biased experience. In the silence of your own mind, you find the only truth that matters. You are whole. You are complete. You are already enough. Building an internal world is more important than building an external empire. One is eternal, while the other is just dust in the wind. When you stop carrying the weight of other people's expectations, you will finally find out how light and free your soul can be. Boasting is a heavy burden to carry. Every time you try to prove you are happy, you lose a piece of that joy's authenticity. We trade our life force for symbols of status, only to find that the symbols cannot give us the peace we actually sold our souls for. The happiest people understand that energy is a finite resource. They don't waste it building a perfect portrait for others to admire. They use their energy to cultivate the garden of their own soul. Privacy is the new luxury in a world that demands total transparency. There is a deep sacredness in a life that is not shared with the public. What is private stays pure, untouched by the opinions of others. When we show off, we are essentially asking the world to fill our holes. But the world can only give you more things, not more meaning. The performance of wealth is exhausting. It requires constant maintenance, constant updates, and a constant fear of being found out as ordinary. True class is when you have a lot to say, but you choose to remain silent. You don't need to win the argument to be right. Your internal compass should be your only guide. When you stop looking at everyone else's map, you finally find your own true path. The cost of showing off is your peace. The price of silent wealth is simply your ego. It is a trade that is always worth making. Don't let your life become a performance for an audience that doesn't truly care about your soul. The curtains must eventually fall for everyone. Go back to yourself. Go back to the silence. Live your life as if no one is watching, because in reality, everyone is too busy watching themselves. Real wealth is the ability to smile at yourself in the mirror without needing a single person to tell you that you are beautiful or successful. You are enough. You have always been enough. Right here and right now, you don't need anything else to justify your existence on this earth. The pursuit of more ends where the realization of enough begins. This is the secret doorway to the happiness you have been seeking forever. Let your life be your message, but let it be a message whispered to the wind, not shouted from the rooftops for the sake of vanity. The richest people are the ones who can walk away from everything and still feel like they have lost nothing at all of their true self. Embrace the silence. Find your wealth in the quiet corners of your heart. Happiness does not need any proof. It only needs your presence. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the quiet. May you find the silent wealth that has been waiting for you all along.